Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to this video. I've been awake for a very short while, okay? I've just woken up a little earlier, around midday, uh, but it's now 1 in the afternoon. But as I say, I went to sleep very late. In this video, I'm just making a cup of coffee in the kitchen. I'm going to make a second cup of coffee here, and I'm going to talk to you about something, okay? Just quickly. Before I do my morning exercise, which I do every day. As I say, a bit of exercise is good for everybody, I believe. But being a lifelong martial arts practitioner, also, you know, exercise is, of course, very important. I'm currently 43, okay, 43 years old. And wow, it just blows my mind. It's just unbelievable to think where the years have gone, you know. We spend so much time, people, and this is my point, okay? We spend so much time being so busy in our lives, we don't see the time passing. And maybe we do, and sometimes we say, oh, you know, we remember things that happened a few years ago or whatever. But this is really big chunks of life. Like for example, I'm 43. So from the age of 30 until now, we're talking 13 years, right? On the way to 15 years, but from the age of 30 to now, 43, that's a long time, and it's just gone like that. Vroom, it's really fast gone by. And I didn't realize it went so quickly because I've been just so busy doing this, doing that. And we're always talking all the time, just talking. And even when we're not talking, we're still talking in our heads, we're thinking. We are constantly distracted, right, by the outside world, by the inside world, by our thoughts, our trying to work something out, you know. We're always busy, always occupied and busy, doing something, right? A lot of the time, we're tired and stressed too, you know. So we become so tired that we don't even have much energy to be in moments where we could feel more comfortable, let's say, relaxed and more into something, even if there are things that we'd like to be doing. If we do get a little moments, we're usually either, busy doing other things which take up that time, so we can't be doing the things we enjoy, sort of like work mostly, right? Mostly it's work, right? Or we're tired because of work, and it can be many factors, many things too as well. Now, excuse me. Now, my brother, at the end of last year in 2025, he turned 35 years old. And now in this video here, we're in February, near the end of February. Can you believe it already? In this video, at the time of making this video, I'm saying is the end of February 2026, and I'm 43. So, I'm 8 years older than my brother. But all I'm saying is I see a lot of videos out there. I see videos of people in their 20s talking about the stress in life, and all the things they're going through. Now, please excuse me, I've got a bit of a bad cold and throat. I'm still fighting off. Okay. But yeah, I've seen a lot in my time, and I can't believe that I'm 43 now. 43 and 3 months. So 43 and a quarter, you could say. That's crazy to think. Like, you know, I think 50 is such a big number, 50. But I say that looking from the point of 40. Now, when I was 20, my God, 40 is such a big number. 40, you know, it was to me at the time, thinking, wow, 40, that's a big number. 40 or 50, you know, but 40 is a big number. I mean, I'd have to say it now. It is a big number. Like, when you're younger, when you're a teenager, you think 20 is a big number. 18 or 20 is a big number. 25, yeah. And 30 is a very big number, you feel. I see videos, I see comments on YouTube of people talking about, oh, 30, I feel so old. Because they're 30, they say they feel old because they're 30 or 32 or something. Thinking, oh my God, like, you know, and I'm here 43. I was born in 1982. So I grew up through the 80s and I grew up through the 90s. You know, it was a different world in the 80s and 90s for the young people out there who don't know and didn't live it. I'm sure a lot of people have heard. You know, I see a lot of young people now in their 20s and stuff, and you may come across many old classic movies and things from the 80s and music and movies and stories about the 80s and 90s, even the 90s. You know, people looking back, whoa, the 90s, that was a different time, you know. But for us, like, of course, we were looking back on the 70s and the 60s and those times. So before, like, our parents, which would be like your grandparents, like if you're in the 20s now, right? So they were looking back on the 50s and 60s, 50s and 40s. So they went back and back, right? So it's a crazy thing to see 10 years go and see 20 years go, and boom, like right here, I'm 40 now. But it's really weird. It's a funny feeling because I feel like I've been looking through in like in fast and in slow motion. It's like gone so fast, but it's also very slow. I can see, like really see every moment clearly when you pay attention. I'm someone who's been really paying attention to it. Like in the moment, I'm seeing everything. I'm not rushing through like a lot of people. I'm really, I try. Sometimes I try, but sometimes I try without trying too. I mean, I'm just that kind of person. I'm just very, very aware and aware in myself, feeling, vision, you know, and I'm aware of things. And I see that moment pass. Like I can remember things that someone said yesterday or someone said last week. I can remember things where it might have been 3 or 4 years ago, like very, very clearly in my mind, like good or bad, but I see it. And when you look, wow, that was 5 years ago. That was 2 years ago. Like it's such a surprise when you look at the time that's gone. Because to me, it was very clear. Now, a lot of things we forget in the memory. Like, you might have heard like photographic memory. So some people have got a photographic memory. It's like a clear, like a video in their mind. I've got that. I've definitely got that. Very, very clear. I can remember details of things very, very clearly. What was said, how it was said, what I was looking at the time, the weather. I remember things in my mind so, so clearly. And some people, they just can't remember what they just said about 4 minutes ago. They can't, they're not even like in the moment. But I'm not the best. I'm just saying there's certain things, like certain things. My memory can be bad too. Like the short term for certain things. Like I forget people's names. You know, I have to deal with a lot of people in the public as well. You might do, but I do forget things. There's a lot of my memory can be bad in certain times, certain things. But I'm just saying, one thing I do see though is life itself, real life and living, and I think it's so scary and so sad that time passes. I love life. I would not choose to be anyone else. I'm happy being me. And my nan, okay, my grandmother, she always used to say that. She said, Richard, she said, when she was alive, old lady, my grandmother, she said, Richard, I would never want to be anyone. She said, you can have all the money in the world, you can be anyone, you can be, you know, you see all the stars out there and all that. She said, I would never want to be anyone else. I'm happy being myself. You know, and she's right. I think she's right in what she's saying, because I think people, right, when you do look with envy or jealousy of people, you might look at someone and you think that person's got a good life or that one's got an easy life or whatever. But what you're saying really is you would like to have a bit more ease in your life. You would like to have a bit more of a, how can I say, less discomfort in your life. Put it that way. And I think that's right. Yeah, to live your life, you're entitled to live your life. You know, you're entitled to have that. Um, I want to say the word freedom. It's a terrible word. When we bring this word freedom, why do we bring this word up? If we're talking about freedom, it means there's no freedom, right? Like you're like living in the hell. It's like you are alive, as I say. So life. What is life? You know, wherever you've been, wherever you've been living, wherever you've been traveling. Like me, I've spent half my life in one country, half my life in another country. It doesn't matter who you are, what family you're with, what jobs you've been working in, any of that, how much money you've got, how many pairs of shoes you've got, how many cars you've got. Okay? But the thing is, time is not waiting. And that's my point. And it's one life. So it's just mind and body. Again, health and sanity. You know? But anyway, back to my point. I'm going to finish the video in a moment. But what I want to say is, on YouTube or online, I've seen a lot of videos, and I don't always watch them. I just see the titles, you know, the names of the titles of the videos, the thumbnails, you know, what you can read. And sometimes I watch a little bit of certain things, but there's a lot of people that are complaining about their lives. And they say they don't know what they're doing with their lives. They say, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. You know, what am I doing? Even people say that to me. Also, people in the workplaces. I see people and they say, is this life? Like about 2 weeks ago, a woman said to me, she said, is this life? She said, I'm so tired all the time. She said, why am I so tired? I said, because you're working hard. I said, and she said, you know, you're a human being. And she said, yes. She said, and she repeated, but is this really life? I asked myself, is this real? I said, no. I said to her, no, it's not. Yeah, because I'm just real. I'm honest. I know it. It's not like that. I said, you have to ask yourself this question: what you're doing with your time. Okay, you come into a job. We go in there. You earn money. You are given money because you work for someone, right? Whatever, and that's it. But my point is, you know, you can't tell anyone. You can't teach people. I can't teach you anything from this video. I'm just talking again. How long now? I've been talking for how long? Let me see the time. Nearly 15 minutes, okay? I'm going to just have my coffee here. But the years are passing, and however you use this time, you can complain, but if you don't stop for a moment and look and say, you know, think about what you're doing, you're just going to continue running to the end of your life, basically. So it's a sad thing, but what I want to say, okay, is there are a lot of videos on YouTube. I've seen video online in general. Obviously, yeah, of younger people, like in their 20s. There's young people in their 20s, maybe 30s, but even younger than that, 30s, maybe 20s, and they're talking about their life like they've got so much stress. Now, when I was in my 20s, I had a lot of stress. When I was in my 30s, I had stress. We're always going to have stress, especially living in this world where you're trying to, you know, work out things. But the thing is, it's an illusion most of the time. I know I'm speaking kind of weird. I know I'm speaking like a monk when I say you've got to shut off, you know, and kind of like meditation almost. But it's like that, okay? You need to come to the self and not be distracted by such thoughts, because no matter what you think, no matter what you say, you know, the sun rises and sets, the moon, you know, goes across the sky. You know what I mean? It's the time is still however it is. Your body is still functioning inside. All the organs are still functioning in your body. So I could be talking to you about lemons or chocolate right now, right? I can talk to you about games, computer games, or anything. But however I use the time is still passing. Yeah, there are many people. Most people will never see things as you see it. They won't agree with you. They won't understand you. They won't agree. That's not important. There are many people in this world you will never meet. There are people that died before I was born as a baby, before I was born, many generations, hundreds of years, thousands of years, right? Many people all around the world. Right now, there's so many people in this world you will never meet. There's things you will never know, even. You will never know. Maybe things which a lot of people knew. When I die, there'll be many books which I never read. There'll be many things which I didn't own. And there'll be many things which I can't even remember to be regretting and thinking, oh, I made this mistake. No, no, because I won't even remember. I've already forgotten. There were things that happened yesterday that I've forgotten now. I can't remember. I can't remember every word that was said yesterday. Really. And I don't know what's going to be about tomorrow. And so was it tomorrow? Tomorrow is a mystery. Yesterday is history, and today is a gift. Is that right? The present, right? Is a gift. That's what they say, right? That's it. And every time a question is answered, or you find a solution to something, or every time a question is unanswered, or you find a problem with something, there's always more options that you never saw. There's always more could have been, so possibilities and stuff. I don't say if, what's, maybe, ifs and maybe. I know, okay, could have been, would have been. I know that's a different thing. But what I'm saying is I see these videos and I'm saying to you now, I don't know if it can help or not. Anyone out there who's a younger person, maybe in their 20s, 30s, or even the same age as me, just look at it. The fact is, you're alive. Many years have passed. I think you have to stop sometimes and say, I'm not going through this thing, I shouldn't be running through, I don't know, like, you know what I mean, in the dark. Turn the lights on and start living in the moment. You have to accept yourself. Accept yourself. And if you know something is negative, or you feel bad about something, and you have some power over it, if you can do a good thing for yourself, do a good thing. If you can think good thoughts, regardless of your situation, around the situation you're faced with, or how people are towards you, if you can put your mind in a good state and think good things and do something good for yourself, this is very, very. It's the only power you have, really. Yeah, really. It's the only riches, the only gold you have. Even for the rich man or woman, if you've got money or if you're poor or rich, first your mind must be right. Your mind, and of course then your body. You can do some basic movement, some exercise if you want to as well, a little bit. It's good for everybody. The time to rest, the time to exercise, eat and drink. You don't have to go to posh, fancy, expensive restaurants just because everybody's going there, following to fit in. There's a lot of people who are lost, and when they look back on their lives, however they use their time, and whether the whole, if someone goes through their life 30, 40 years and looks back, maybe they won't. But that's how they use their time. That's how they use their money. But we all reach 40. We all reach 45 or 50 when those years come eventually, if you're alive, hopefully. So, and further on, and it blows my mind. Sometimes you see people who are really old, and their minds are, not very good. Their memory and their physical ability. But there are some people who've really got a good physical. You see them in good physical health and mental health, and they're very faster with it. I think it depends on your life. I don't like this word about lifestyle. It's your life way, how healthy you keep yourself and active. Don't waste your energy, keep yourself strong. But it's also the body and mind. Like everybody really is at a different set of chemical, but biological, the physical being, right, is different to mind and body there. So, but what I want to say is, I see videos online. I see these videos online with people who are like, there's a man. I don't want to say the channel name. I don't want to say but there's a person, okay, and he's over 50, like 51 years of age, and I'll just be frank. But basically, most of his videos, there's titles about this man's video. I won't say where he's from, which country, because I think you'll probably come across him pretty easily anyway. But there's a lot of people like this. But there's a 51-year-old guy, and this man is always complaining. And he seems like a pretty down to earth guy. He seems like a pretty normal. He's living a pretty okay. I don't know his personal life details. He talks about his family a little bit. I think he's looking after his mother or his brother or someone. He's got 2 children, young children, and he's got a wife. And he's been through some tough times, he's saying, with work. He's had to change jobs. A lot of us have been there. Maybe you're going through a tough time now. I've had to change my job so many times. I've faced a lot of difficulty in my life, right? But the thing is, in the videos, you see this guy, and he's sometimes he's out and about, sometimes he's at home and he's playing computer games, and he's talking about how he loves the games. He's just showing the games that he's playing, and he's having fun. Now he's got 2 kids. He's got a flat or an apartment. It's like a small looking apartment or whatever, flat, and he's sitting there eating snacks and eating food. I'm not saying he's got loads of money, probably, who knows, but he's able to earn a little bit of money from what he does on his channel, which is good, because I can't do that for locational reasons of getting this content to you and stuff. But I have not been able to earn any money up until this point from YouTube. So I say, if you can do that, good for you, well done. If any way you can make some money. I wish I could get some money for it. I'm just standing here talking about this before my coffee goes cold. But the point is, most of us have to work very hard. But what I'm saying is you may not be rich, but you are rich today if you have life in you. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you've got some family alive that you love and love you, it's not be perfect. Maybe you don't think the same. Maybe sometimes you're not very, you know what I mean? You don't think the same or have the same interests or whatever, but you do have family, you know what I mean? You should, my grandmother used to say, count your blessings, be happy with what you've got as well. Like, I'm not saying you can't, I'm not saying one day in the future you will never get a car. I don't mean that, okay? Don't strive to get more money. I'm not saying that. All of those things are good if you can do it, okay? You can get a car, or if you want a bigger house, or you want to get a dog, or okay, whatever, yeah, that's okay. But my point is, be happy with what you've got now, okay? If you do have, if you're not homeless, you know what I mean? You've got food, maybe barely, okay? Maybe you've got the one friend, maybe you've got your health, even if there's nobody, but you've got your health, you've got some computer games to play, you've got a car, the guy driving a car, you've got some money from somewhere, yeah? I don't care if the money comes from your job, I don't care if the money comes from your mum and dad, I don't care if the money comes from your family, anyone, loved one, I don't care if the money comes from your, wherever it's coming from, right? Someone's looking after you, or you, maybe there's people living in a home or whatever it is now. But I'm saying, if you're alive, you shouldn't look down on yourself. I don't like to see people questioning and saying, "Oh, is this living? Is this my life? What am I doing with my life?" You see these titles for these videos on YouTube. I give up on my life. What's the meaning of life? What am I doing every day? I feel there's no hope for me. Blah blah blah. And it's always these kind of negative titles. What do you mean? You've got 2 legs. Some people don't have 1 leg. You know what I mean, right? Maybe you don't have a car, but you have a bike. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you know what I mean, you're having the same food again today, and you want to have something special, but maybe not today, maybe in the future. But you know, we give ourselves this idea that there's something you should be striving for, some goal, some aim in life, or to be somewhere, or to be someone out there in the world, some position. The idea, the dream of it, you know, to be up there, something more in the world. And when you do that, these things are what take away the moment. And this is when you wake up 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, and the tens of years get chucked in the rubbish bin. Don't pity yourself. Do something you enjoy. Because when you get tired of complaining, when you get tired and lonely and there's no one to listen, like even me, if I'm talking to you making this video now, when I stop this video, the phone here, I'm going to come here and I'm going to do some exercise, right? I'm not going to just sit here and think, oh, my life is what it is. I mean, you have to choose to do something good for yourself. Life is not about complaining to yourself or complaining to others. Oh, what's the meaning of my life? The meaning of your life should be about feeling good, right? If you're sitting on a chair and you don't feel comfortable, you're going to move, change your position. If you're sleeping in your bed on the left side and you feel your arm is a bit uncomfortable, you turn to the right side, right? They're as simple as that. If you're tired of something, that boring, heavy stuff you're carrying, that rubbish, heavy bags, put them down. If it smells bad, flush the toilet. As I said, it's about feeling. If you're tired, you just naturally fall asleep. If you feel hungry, you know it. But don't let your mind tell yourself that there's more to this living here. There's nothing more. I can never be more rich than I am right now in terms of mind and body. Yeah, I can do more exercise and get a bit more whatever. Yeah, I can learn more knowledge, learn things and read more books, but it never will make me more alive or more human, more Richard. No, I'm this one. I'm just this one Richard. I can wear Michael Jackson jacket, yeah, Michael Jackson shoes. I can do that. I can wear, I can ride, I can wear whatever clothes. Hmm? I can hold a box of diamonds in my hand. It doesn't change me. It doesn't change me. It doesn't add two legs. If I had 4 arms and 4 legs, I would still be just this one Richard. Same. So find something that you know that you're interested in, right? Something that you enjoy doing. It may or may not need a lot of money. That's what I say. But organise your time. Understand your time. For me, I don't understand what it means to be bored when I'm free. I'm saying, if I'm doing things I don't like, I don't want to do them. If I'm around people that I find negative or they are not in the same, if there's no communication between us, then I don't want to be around them. I value every moment when I'm in that moment. Like now, I'm just talking to you. It's not very, very, like there's so many things I could do right now, yeah? I'm talking to you in this video. Hopefully just once saying this here, and this stuff for the most part. But what I'm saying is I know exactly what I like to do. And if you say you don't, maybe because your mind is just so busy thinking about negative things. You know what I mean? Okay, we're going to finish this video, but what I'm going to say is question, okay? Read this thing. We are all human beings, yes? We are all people, all of us. No matter what recognition you get, maybe you never get one thank you in your life. Nobody says thank you. No one says sorry. No one comes and be nice enough to you, maybe, right? And remembers what you've done, maybe, okay, right? But you need to ask yourself, are you not human? We're all human, all of us, right? And before work and all the rest of it, you're still a human being. Okay? You do not need, correct me if I'm correct, think about this, okay, to yourself. You do not need, right? Should you need, right? You do not need, furthermore, to be publicly, I don't care if it's for clickbait and thumbnails on videos or posting it for what, or posts, whatever it is, you do not need to publicly be expressing, even to people. It's okay to look out there and be inspired or ask people what they think about certain things to get some ideas if you're looking for good. But if you keep putting walls in front of you, if you keep locking doors and feeling bad and pitying yourself, it's ridiculous. That's the only thing to pity. That's the only thing to look down on. Pity yourself for having to ask that question because it's irrational, I think. To me, I feel, I'm just saying. To say, what am I doing with my life? You know, I give up on life and all this stuff and all this, I feel there is no hope for me. Am I a good husband, father, mother, wife? Am I a good friend? Where's my place in society? Will I ever be successful? Am I a failure? These kind of words, success and failure, because you've not been given the role of a certain job in society that you feel you've not worked towards, or you've not been able to achieve something to wear that suit and be given that higher pay. Look, if you've got a place to live, if you've got clothes, you've got your health, if you've got that time to be sitting there playing some computer games or whatever it is, I don't care if it's 10 minutes, okay, whatever it is, you should value your life. There's people going on holidays, they don't think about that. There's people that are that bought, I don't know, a new phone or whatever it is, normal things. Most people are normal. There's so many people like you, and there's so many people like me who they just work. They've got maybe a small home, a small family, maybe not many friends, very little time, and they do what they do. But we can't keep complaining all day, talking about it. Everybody just post it on YouTube or on Instagram. What am I going to do with my life? I think I'm getting old. I'm going down. Oh, I don't know what to do with my life. Sorry to hear that, but I can't change it for you. You have to do it. You have to want to do something good, right? Because we can say all the bad words. We can be feeling angry, sad, or whatever. We can laugh. But at the end of the day, man, you have to do something with it now. So for me, it's very easy. I know what I don't like to do. I see what's available to me, right? And, there's only so much you can do anyway with your time, with what you've got, So go for a walk, get some exercise, or at home, exercise, I'm saying, as well, regularly. If you want to read a book, read a book. If you want to watch a video or whatever, watch a video, a movie. If you want to do some drawing, painting, make some music, listen to some music, study, be inspired by the things you see. And don't envy or be jealous or whatever, or just see everything as a business. He's making loads of money from art. No. Do you like artwork? Are you inspired by the art so much that you want to know how to draw that? Is it? Playing games. I'm interested in lots of things, as I say. So you might be interested in filmmaking, photography, cooking, learning languages. There's so many things. We have AI now. It's a great time to not be lazy, but to be inspired and learn things, It's not about trying to find the easiest route. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that because there's no money in it, or because nobody's doing that, or because I don't have time, because I don't arrange it better, or because, I don't need to do anything because AI is doing everything now. and 10 robots in the house. Yeah, Grandma don't need to breathe now. The robot do. Look, that's not life. You don't sit there. You don't stand there and sit there and say, "Look, man, just look at the clock. I'll do nothing here because the clock is doing the work." No, it's not the way. Your heartbeat is beating in your body always. So real work and effort, put your efforts into good things. Find some inspiration, find something interesting, find something you like. If you don't know what it is, there's so much out there you can look at. Don't be jealous, don't compare, don't say, "I will never be as good as him, I will never be as good as her. Oh, yeah, but, oh, you've got a more handsome or more pretty face, or I'm never going to, you know what I mean? This is ridiculous, you know? Just do something of your life. You have to do something now. Stop questioning the world out there, your position, how to compare, how you compare yourself with others. If your life has been a failure up to now, will you ever be successful? This is all nonsense. It doesn't exist. It's a dream in your mind, as I say. It's not real. What's real is you're very lucky to have this moment now. You're either alive or dead. And if you feel sick, I'm guessing you don't feel very good, right? If you're in hospital, you don't want to be lying there sick in pain, right? You want to be up, right? Doing something. You want to be sleeping better or working better. Even at work, anything, where you're working or if you're walking in the park, you want to feel good, yeah? So when people do things that and you like it, what you see and you see that's a good thing, it's because you know you like that kind of thing. You remember the feeling of doing that. And when someone says something to you and you smile, it's because you like those kind of ideas. See? So that means you know some good in you. You just need to come back and remember it. Clean the dirt off. Clean the mirror. Clean the window. Clean the dirt off the piece of gold. It's not a piece of soot. There's gold inside of you. This is it, Clean the sickness away. You want to drink the clean water. I'm drinking coffee. Yeah. So I've got nothing but a good message. I'm not some idiot here on this video. I don't waste my time to try and tell people what to do. I'm doing because I live in this world with people. If you feel down and you give up on your life and then you spread that negative idea out, there's some people that are weak, maybe weaker than you, that take that kind of thing on board subconsciously. They learn and they become negative and it spreads this idea. And we have this thing like a pandemic, what's the word? Like where so many people en masse are suffering with anxiety as if it's some plague in the air, some disease. No, it's the mind. It's the mind. However you are, wherever you are, I don't care where you're living, if you're in Canada, whether you're in Japan, if you understand what I'm saying, I'm speaking nice in English, slowly for you here, in Australia, in England, anywhere you are in the world, China, Korea, anywhere, watching this video, India, Africa, anywhere in any country in Africa, Italy, anywhere you are now, Spain, right? Listen, I'm saying to you now, life, it's not finished yet, right? And it does not have to be this way. More money may help you for some things, but you can't use money to brush your teeth. You can't use a gun to brush your teeth, right? It's a joke, I'm just saying, right? More people around. Sometimes you can have 100 people with you, but they can't do things that you could do better, like in your own way for yourself. Sometimes you need peace. You need to shut down and think to yourself, hey, how do I feel? Because how many people really, really understand? You've got to take your mind outside of this psychological information, chaotic, mixed story in your mind and say, hey, I'm really living here. I'm really living here. It's not this Harry Potter book. I'm really living it now. If I don't put this down, if I don't stop talking about this and those things for a moment here, I'm going to have no time left today. So I'm making this video here for you now, right? Now it's 1:30. Okay, I've been talking to you for 40 minutes. Okay, and if I continue to talk for another 20 minutes, that will be 1 hour gone. So I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to go here and I'm going to do my exercise like I do every day. Today is a little bit. Yesterday I had a break, but tomorrow I'm going to do a big workout, hopefully. Sometimes I do my big workout, you can see on my video. But today I'm not making a video, I'm just going to go here and do it. I never feel bad in relation to me and the world because there's so many people out there who are very confused too in themselves and they don't value their life. How can you have value in your life if you're always competing and trying to compete with that world out there, outside of you? Life, as I said to that person also, life is inside you here, and it's now. And that past, it was. It's now, it's done. You know what I'm saying? I hope you got something. I don't know what you thought about this, your take on things and views, but I don't know your situation. I don't know the things you have to put up with on a daily basis, external things. But I'll just finish by saying one thing before I go. Okay, is basically your situation right now. Okay, this is your situation, and hopefully things will get better. But you have to start with a good positive mindset. And just accept yourself. You can't be someone else. You are you. You can dress up like them. You can have the same money as them. You can have the same challenges as them, and you overcome them, and you feel you're stronger or whatever. One moment you feel up, one moment you feel down. But ultimately, you are just you. Whether you're 20, 30, 70, 90, however old you are, this is just you. This is one of the pages in the book of the story of your life, right? So this is right now. I'm 43. When November comes again, I'll be 44. So I'm going to look at what I'm doing today and what I'm doing tomorrow. I can't control, necessarily everything. Like if I'm working on a day, I'm very busy and that. Okay, tired. Yes, we all get tired. But I can't change. This is really me. So if I've got 5 minutes free or 4 minutes free or a day off or afternoon, I'm not going to be thinking about that world out there. Oh, am I a failure? There's no hope for me. Or maybe I've got so many regrets and mistakes in my life. Oh, other people, I'm not envious, but everybody seems to be more successful than me. I'm not going to do that. What a waste, what a pitiful thing. I'm not going to post that online and I'll ask you and ask the world, what should I do? Am I a good whatever, in your opinion? Did that make a difference? Because you're coming from your own limited different angles and viewpoints from your living too. I feel great in myself. Whether I'm feeling, even when I'm feeling tired or if I'm feeling like, I've whatever, I've not been able to prove anything to the world or whatever, but I feel great. I feel so lucky that I'm alive. I can move this chair with my 2 hands. I can put some clothes here, hang it. I can do things. This one body. Ask yourself now. If I wanted to, I could go for a run around this block. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to, I can make. If you've got bread, you can make a sandwich. If you've got bread, yeah. And if you've got nothing to put in there, you can eat the bread. I'm saying I could read. We've got internet. I could go online. I can choose this book to read or that book to read. I could learn something right now. I don't need to think about other people. He's got a nice car. Oh, I will never get a nice car. Oh, look at this guy there with a nice, whatever the heck he's got, a gold chain around your neck. Because one day when you die, you're not going to have that gold chain around your neck anymore. It's just still going to be here after you've gone. So some other bum who carries it around. Let's be honest. That's not true riches. True riches is life. That's the true riches. That's the power. Then when you give you money or they give you a pencil to write, then there's some meaning. Meaning is in how you're living. The life you're running to, trying to achieve, that's not here yet. It doesn't exist yet. You say, well, if I don't make effort, it will never come. Yeah, it will never come. But you have to be now. The baby grows up to be a man or a woman, okay? The baby. So right now you're always not a baby, but I mean you're always here in that moment. It's part of the development. But you're not leaving, you never leave that self until you die or whatever, you know. Do things which are meaningful. Feel good about it. Just whatever. If you say you don't know, then think or look, you know. But don't be in a negative state of mind. Get this idea, competition, success, failure, and all that. Get it out of your mind. Yeah. Don't question yourself like you're not a successful human being. That's ridiculous. And post that online. Why would you? I mean, why would you post that online? No hope for me. There's no hope for me. What do you mean hope? What is hope? I hope one day I can be that. I hope what? Just start doing some good now. As me, if I say I hope I feel more better. No, I go there and I do some exercise and I will feel better. Yeah. Stop thinking about what some negative ideas that someone was expressing the other day, complaining to you about they don't like anything about you. Forget that for a minute. Do something what you like to do. Be imaginative. You try at least to build upon an imagination, even if you don't believe you have one. Work with imagination. Be inspired by things. Have a go at writing a short story. Just try it. Maybe you think it's funny. Rather than using AI or whatever, try writing something down. Imagine anything, some ideas about something, some new ideas for anything, and you see what you can come up with. When you show people, they will, well, where did you find the time to do that? I've got no time to scratch my backside. They're going to say that. What's that? They might put it down. They might shrug it off and laugh. They might admire you. Some people will look and say, well, that was pretty good. Some things you do. Sometimes I say things and people are kind of like taken by it. They're like, oh, what did he say? You know, and they might not even agree with it, but some of the stuff they're like, that was different. And my goal is not to change or let's say, try to tell them how to be like me. But some of these people, they may be motivated so much more that now they go to write a book or they go and do something big. They start something up and before you know it, the book club or whatever, there's a bunch of people and they get together and they make a lot of money and something happens and they end up on TV or something. It happens. Just because I'm talking about something, one of my ideas. You just don't know. So ideas can change your life. It's real. I'm telling you now, good or bad. Ideas. If you've got an idea and you water it, the flower and the watering can and then the sunlight, you can grow it let it blossom. That's your life. Carry this through life. If you're going to travel on holiday, you take bags of money and you take your money. Yeah. Okay. So in your life, take the gold. Take the good things, the good ideas. Put the rubbish down and make you tired. Make you very tired. Right? Take the good health, good ideas, good feelings. No, take yourself. Don't forget to take yourself. You forget that one. Here I am. This one. Take the real self. This is me, the real, true me. Not some copy of me, some AI robot. No. The real me. And then I will enjoy the holiday. I personally will enjoy my life, my holiday. So you must be ready for your life. So carry the life within you. Yeah. He said, can you give me some water? He said, yeah. If you ask someone, can I have some water, please? Walking through. And then hold your hands out and they pour the water and it goes through your hands on that trunk. You need to take an empty cup. And this is what, again, the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, and I've not talked about him today, but Lao Tzu in the ancient times in China, who wrote the Tao Te Ching, he said that, an empty space. That's the emptiness, that's the use in everything. So if I have an empty cup, empty bag, if you go shopping, you need an empty bag, right? And then you can put things in the bag. So don't feel like you have nothing. when you're empty. Free. Free. See? Yourself. Don't carry, when you wake up, when you go into the world, don't carry anything. You here are this thing. Your eyes and your ears are already, they're not constantly having sound and light in them. No, they are ready to receive. See? This is logic. Study nature, see? You are human and you do have value. You do have power and strength in you now. You have time. You are the time of your life. The action is what you are giving yourself also. Don't sleep in the road. Don't stand in the fire. Don't tell your things that you don't like to hear, that other people, you don't want people to say to you. Don't put your face up to someone's fist. Avoid fight. Yeah? Of course, you're going to try to go towards money. You're going to try to go towards the water in the desert. Yes, that's right. But, carry that true living with every step and watch along the way. That's what you do. But you're not trying to get there. Because let's say, right, you give me 10 days. If you give me 10 days, maybe 9, right? If you give me 10 days and you say, on day 10, I'm going to give you a bag of money. I said, wow, really? Thank you, yes. I must live for 9 days or 10 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to that day. Anything could happen, right? But I've got to be careful with myself. If I'm crossing the street, I don't want to get hit by a car. Why? Because I want a bag of money. Don't see, I have to make sure that this is my moment every day. I'm living here. And because those days, 9 days, will be the best days in my life. You may give me the money, and I'll be like, now what am I going to do? I can buy a lot of things, but maybe I will always remember those 9 days. I will always remember one of those days. Always remember that day. Maybe the day before your birthday. Maybe the day before you woke up. I don't know. There's a day. So you remember the good things. So, whatever comes, good or bad, they say all things pass too, right? There's a lot of good and bad that's passed us in our lives too. But the good things, okay? No, the day that you're living is just the day that you're living. You're living now. That's it. There's no reason to question. Am I hopeless? Will I ever be successful? Is there something wrong? I give up on my life and all. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't mean anything. If you feel bad, you should ask yourself why. It's definitely not a good thing. Because you know you feel bad, right? You don't want to feel bad. You feel lost. It means that you want to find yourself, right? So where did you go? Where do you think you are? Where am I? Look out this window. Where am I? I am here. It's where I am. I'm always here. I always am. There is nothing to find. There is nothing that was lost. I might lose money. I might lose an umbrella. I might lose a friend. You might lose family when they get old and die. You lose time. The time is gone. Yeah. You might miss the taxi. All right. Don't worry about it. Continue. Yeah. You're in the work. You're tired. I have to go to work. You're around nasty people that have a bad feeling in themselves, and you can feel it. You're tired. But you know what? All right. You're strong. You're powerful. The hot sun in the dark, cold space. But that sun is hot and bright still. It is what it is. It is what it is. How many flowers can you see in the field? You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what they are. And that is what they are. That is what they are. It's as simple as that. Be true as the water on the earth. Most of the world is water, right? The planet. Not all of it. What's the tallest, biggest mountain in the world? The highest mountain? I don't know. Kilimanjaro. I don't know. The different, mountains, the Himalayas and all that. But they are what they are. Okay. Yep. So I don't care what you're using. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, Facebook. Well, the time goes on. Maybe in the future this will be history, but there's new things. There's always new things coming, but you have this time to be living. Do you remember that old car you had? Well, guess what? We never had a car in my family that I can remember. But maybe my dad used to have an old pair of shoes that he's forgotten, that he wore out on his way to work for a few years until he got a new pair. And they got new staff in. There's some companies out there that are constantly changing staff that you'll never meet. Forget all that for a minute. Do what you can with what you have to deal with, but focus first and foremost on valuing your life. You don't have to work hard to respect yourself. You are who you are, and you have to accept it whether or not, right? Life over death, ultimately. While you're here, find some interests, find some things you like to do, and do it. I don't care if you've got 5 days or 5 minutes. It's better than complaining for 5 seconds. It's better than being like those people who are just like that, so negative, complaining constantly, pitying themselves, and so therefore they pity everything and you, because it's all a big challenge. It's all about competitiveness. And some of these people, it becomes such a sick thing in them, a sickening problem, because they end up becoming, like, literally physically. Sometimes they go and turn to violence or bad habits and things, and it harms their life, you know. Anyway, I'm going to finish talking now because I'm doing too much talking here. This was going to be a very short video, but it's actually 1 hour. Whoever's watched this video, okay, I could say thank you, but if I say thank you, it's like, it's for me. Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, listen to me. I don't mean that. There's no thank you. I hear my words in like 1 second. I don't need 1 hour to talk about it. I know what I live it. There's no trying. There's nothing. I just feel good. I'm just very happy. I'm lucky to be alive. And I've said that in the past, when I was 25, when I was 31. I've been through it. And I'm in the moment. But I don't understand why people can't see that. Why you can't see that. Yeah. I'm not trying to understand either. I'm too busy enjoying my life. How I could have £1 million. I could be the richest person in the world. I could be just as I am now, not the poorest, but you know what I'm saying? Poor, let's say. Because how we look at it, you know, and whatever I've got. But I'm saying, if I have the time and I have my health and I've got things that I like to do, and I'm looking always to find, to do, not find, but like to steer away from the things I don't like, I'm on the right path. Steer away from the things you don't like, and then let the good come from the vision. You will see. Some things will come to you, and you'll say, "It just came to me. I wasn't looking for it. Yeah, okay, whatever. Whether it did or it didn't, but you're going to feel good, you know. Work with what you got. We do what we do. Right, thanks for watching.